nice and high now. I'm just looking at the approach. I'm going to go across the wind, back to the fence. Try not to go too far back. Just if I want to lose a bit, I can lose a bit on the approach, or I can just trackle on the fence a little bit for me. There's two paragliders bags laying down anywhere sort of there or just back from there. It's about right, really be a nice place to land. A little bit fast on the last little bit because it's steep the front of the hill, so there's a bit of ground, a bit of wind gradient just there, so you have to watch out for that. But it's quite smooth today. Got a bit of space now, so I'm going to have a land again. So check your feet. I'll just put the landing flaps on. Put the rope over the bar, make sure it can't come out. Allow the wind to get chased by a buzzer again. Start from the high point over here. We'll go straight across there to the low point. 100 feet above the ground. On the uprights. Keep the speed steady all the way. A little bit of excess speed for the wind gradient. Yeah. Here I go. Just pop my harness back a little bit. A nice bit of altitude this time. So, across the top field, keep the speed on. Watch out for the push biker. Got plenty of altitude. So I'll go along the fence a little bit, lose it. Go on the uprights now. Keep the speed on. Nice bit of speed through the wind gradient. Let it round, let it float a bit. And away you go. So the critical factor is airspeed. You've got it. If you haven't got that, you've got nothing. You're going to be in all sorts of trouble. Nice transfer from the base bar to the uprights. Do it quite high, and if you miss one or you got a bit of a turn on, it gives you a chance to grab hold of it again, pull the speed on, all that stuff. Start the approach from the high point. Put the flaps on for landing now. I've got to watch the airspeed because it drops off when you put the flaps on. Still lots of paragliders there, so I have to watch out for those guys. So I'm going to go straight across. Still quite high, but I can lose a lot of this on the approach really. Do a few turns on the way in. Just lose a little bit more height. Well soarable today, so mess about. I'm going to go to a low point, keep the speed on all the way on the approach. Got plenty of height to play with. Get the speed on. Now I'm about my low key point. Uprights. Just keep the speed steady. A little bit more now because I'm in the wind gradient. Round it out. Let it fly a bit. Plan the approach really well and keep the airspeed as steady all the way on the approach. Try not to let the airspeed drop off when you transfer from base bar to uprights. If you're high, it doesn't matter too much because you can still get the speed back on. If you do a low approach, you can't, and then if you're in the wind gradient, when that occurs, then the glider's not going to want to fly very well and it's all going to get a bit nasty. So if you can just keep the speed steady all the way around, keep your legs back, keep your knees bent on the last little bit. And as you go to push out, the glider will want to sit back on the keel. If you try and bring your feet forward too early, the glider wants to nose over. Nearly the low peak point now. Turning into wind, upright, bit of speed. Before you start, it's a lot easier. Just prepare yourself with your harness undoing and stuff like that. And keep the speed steady all the way on the approach to a low key point. 100 feet is a good marker. You don't want to be much lower than that really. And just transfer to the uprights. Be nice and straight and level at about 100 feet if you can. And just pull a load of speed on there. It's a little bit choppy, but you know, you just want to make sure you've got enough excess for the wind gradient. Otherwise you're getting up stalling in, or you know, when you go for the push out to land, there's nothing left and you end up dropping the nose. So. And you know, be on the uprights really. I mean, landing on the base bar is really, you don't want to get involved in that. It's gonna end in a nasty accident if you're not careful. Because the trouble is that if you're going on the base bar and you haven't got any wheels or skids, you know, those uprights are not going to bend, and the first thing that's going to impact the ground is you. So just, you know, make sure you're on the uprights. If it does go wrong, then yeah, you might bend an upright, something might go. But you know, it's not going to be any hardship. So just try and avoid being on the base bar. You know, all costs really. Now you know. Don't be a muppet.